Howdy, howdy. I'm Scovian, and I think today is going to be a great day to find some gold. Let's go. So I'm back to the river, and I found a fellow prospector named Rodney. He's been digging a little lower than I normally do, so let's see what kind of gold he's been finding.
Floater, float gold.
Here's one of Rodney's pans. I wanted to see how deep the overburden was here, so I dug a little test hole, found a little bit of gold. So I think I'm going to try to connect my old hole to this one. There was a bunch of rain last night. All my pan and rocks are underwater now. Not too bad a color for the first pan of the day. Let's see if we can find some more. I just found my first specimen gold. A little piece of quartz on top of there. Rodney's got a pretty interesting setup here. He's made himself a pool, and he's classifying his material in the pool. And later he goes in and gets all that material back out of it. You can get through a lot more material that way. Pretty good idea.
As long as I don't throw away a nugget. I have to look through that stuff later.
I feel like I've done that before.
Yeah. It would show up in the morning. If it was a big enough nugget, I'd see it right there in that pile for sure. I mean, I found nuggets. I found one nugget and a bunch of pickers in my classifier in Arizona in the past 4 years. About eight different times pickers, but one time I found a 1.3 gram nugget.
Wow.
That was really cool. It was in this classifier. That's the only nugget I've actually found. But it was really cool for your first time finding a nugget. Yeah, this will be really concentrated stuff. Water just washes it all off that rock. Pretty good way to do it. Classify more material, bigger pot. Can't always do it this way, but when the water level's right and the gold's right next to the water line, works out good. Especially when it's just right on top of bedrock. Some really nice gold in that pan. I'm going to test out a different spot just to compare the two, see which spot I should be digging in.
Well, it looks like there's some pretty good gold in that pan. I think I'm going to stick here for a little longer, see what kind of gold I can find. The overburden was really loose, so I production panned 4 or 5 pans. I'm not sure if it was worth it, but it didn't take too much time. A lot of color. It's all fairly small. I think I'm going to go back to the first hole I was digging. See what kind of gold's still over there. Some slightly larger pieces in this pan. I think I'm going to stick some more effort in this area. There's still some decent gold in this hole, but I think I'm going to move on to a different spot, see if I can find some better stuff.
Well, figured out what I'm doing works best at this water level where the bedrock is here, because it's shallow enough. You can create a pool here where you can use this pool to wash off your material and classify it quicker and classify a lot more of it. So still you got some gravel in there, some rounded river rock to work with, but it's a lot less to deal with, and I'm getting a lot more concentrated material that way and getting a lot more gold in my pan. So now I just scoop it up here and scoop as much fine stuff up here because it's all classified and all washed already. Try to stay away from that round river rock as much as possible, but I definitely get a lot of good color out of these pans just by doing it this way. Takes me a little longer to pan, not a lot. It's well worth it doing it this way, but you can't always do it this way because the conditions aren't perfect. Gold's got to be here, obviously, and it is. Good gold.
He's getting some pretty good gold with that strategy. Might have to try that out sometime. I took a test pan out of this spot last time I was at the river. Did pretty good. I'm gonna try to take another, see what kind of gold I left behind. There's some really nice looking color in that pan. I've only got about an hour left, so I think I'm gonna production pan a bunch. Try to get as many pans as I can done before I have to leave. Not nearly what I was expecting for 4 pans, but it's not too bad a gold, I guess. I almost forgot to hydrate. Rodney and I decided to meet up at the same spot again. I'm really excited to try his method today. I hope he's here. Let's see if we can find him. Hey, there he is. All right, so the idea is to build yourself a little pool, and then you can slowly pull the material down and classify it in this hole, and then you just have a bunch of classified material you can come and get. Should move a bunch of material a lot quicker, so let's give it a try. For the first pan of the day, it's a pretty nice flake of gold. Not quite what I was expecting, but still some pretty decent gold. A little bit higher on the speck count, but the gold's still pretty small. I think I'm gonna move up higher from the water line, kind of check out what's up there. There wasn't very much gold in that pan, but that silvery piece, I looked at it under a loupe, and it looks like a chunky piece of gold, just silver. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm having a hard time getting recordings. Family showed up and decided that I ain't doing nothing important with my camera, and it's time to start yelling. Hopefully they leave soon. This is one of Rodney's pans. I think it's his best pan of the day. Pretty good gold in there. Well, I'm heading out. Had a really good day at the river with Rodney. Have a good one.
All right. Oh, hey, before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to Govey and Goes Outdoors.
Now, Rodney's strategy worked very well. You can classify a lot of material in a very short amount of time. There's only two problems with it. You need to have some sort of tool to be able to get the small amounts of dirt off of the bedrock. I had a yabby pump, Rodney had a dustpan and a broom. The only other problem is the gold and the water line have to be in the same spot. Otherwise it just won't work. You should try it out if you ever get the chance.